from Cal's Crafts. I just thought I'd come on. On Sunday in my live, we were talking about cross stitching and everything, and about 1/1, 2/2, 1/2, all these different things, and about the different counts that you get in the fabric. And me being new to cross stitching, I didn't really know what the difference is between the fabrics. Well, Lakeside Needlescraft.co.uk do samples. So I saying to everybody, and I said, right, I'm going to order some. So I have. So they've come. So that's the company. Going to have a look. Very quick. It only took 2 days from order. I have got some colour works, which I'll show you tomorrow on Frost Tube. But this is my samples. They're only like little tiny bits, but I thought it would give me an idea of what they're like. So I've got a 32 count even weave. I've got a 28 count even weave. And these are called the Easy Grid because they've got the little boxes so you can see the grids. That's a 25 count even weave. I've never seen a 25 count or a 32 before. This is a 28 count linen, a 32 count even weave, and a 14 count Aida. Well, 14 out Aida I've done before, so you can see how easy they are, but I've not done the others. So I thought, well, I'll come on and show you. So if I put, that's getting a bit of a shadow, isn't it? If I do it like that, how's that? You can see the difference. That's a 14 count, and that's the holes. Do it upside down where it's not written. That's the holes of the 25 count, and then I'll put the 28 count. I'll do it on that one, same ones. Silly. I'll do 28 count, 25 count. Right, can you see? So you've got the 25 count at the top, the 25, and then you go down again to the 28. See, it's a little bit smaller, and you can see by the squares. If I line the squares up, you can see how much smaller. They're going to focus. There we go. And then we've got the 32 count, and these are all the same fabric, the even weave, easy, them three there. So can you see how small? If I bring it right up, you can see how small they are. Yeah. And then difference of material, we've got the Aida there, which is basically like a weave on back and forth interwoven. Whoops. Is it going on? If I do it like that, that's it. Should focus. Are you going to focus? There you go. Now you can see the 28. The even weave, how that's done, how you're going to find the holes on that. And then, can you see? So that's a lot harder to find the holes on that one. You can see them. I'll try it that way, that's better to see. Can you see in that way? Okay, and then we have got a linen underneath. See the difference? And the three fabrics. So the even weave and the linen are very, very similar. That's the linen underneath. I think that seems to be a bit more, see, you can see like big pieces of thread there. I don't know what they're called. So you've got like a bigger thread. Now I don't think I'd be able to stitch on this because of that, but we're going to have a go. But the even weave is very even. I'm going to show you. Where's that one that's got the lump on it? There, can you see them? There. Whereas the even weave hasn't got any of that. Put them that way around. Can you see it? So you've got all them bumps there, look. But on the even weave it is even. So I'm going to get a bit of cotton. on a bit of thread. So I've got some floss, got some needles, and I'll come back now. I'll thread up a couple and we'll have a go on them. Well, I've got my needles threaded, and I'll show you why. Right, that is one strand. Okay, see it? One strand threaded through a needle. Okay, and then this one is two strands. See it? And it's looped at the end. So all I've done is I folded the piece of this, the one piece of thread, in half, put the two ends, threaded it, and left the long tail with the loop to make it two strands. So you've got a single strand and a two strand. So that would be a 2 over, and then the single strand would be a 1 over. So if people say it's 2 over 2, so it'd be 2 strands like I showed you, and then it would be over 2 squares. And what it means by that, this is your holes. So in a 28 count, because it's a lot smaller, okay, these are your little squares on your 28s that you would do like on a 14. But if you do 2 over 2, which means 2 squares, so you'd go your thread from that one, so it'd go over that first square, over the second square, so that's your 2 threads over 2 squares, and then to complete the cross stitch you come down over that and down over to that. So then you've got 2 strands over 2 squares, so each of them are 1 square. So that would then make the same size as a 14 count. So that would then come the same as a 14 count. I haven't got any 14 count here to show you, else I would. Yeah? So if you did 1 over 1, we'll do it up here. Yeah? So you'd get 1 strand, like that one. Just 1 strand. Oh, hang on. 1 strand would go only over 1 square. Yeah? And that's your 1 over 1. Because your squares are going to be so much smaller, yeah, you only need to sometimes go over 1 over 1 rather than 2 over 2. But I'm going to do a couple now, and we're going to see if I can actually see it to do it. This will be a miracle in itself, because this is what I wanted to try. So I'm going to do a looped start for anybody that doesn't know. So I'm just going to go in one of the holes, and then I'm going to go over 2 squares, which is, I don't know if you can see, over 1 diagonal, over 2 diagonal. So that's, I've gone over that hole, and then I'm going to put my needle through that loop, pull it, and that's your first stitch. So I can manage 2 over 2, see, and then you'd go over 2 holes, so you're forever going over 2 of those. And that would be your 2 over 2. Right, let me just cut that. And then if we do a, let me just do a knot in there. Right, if we do a 1 over 1, okay, so we just go, I know I would have great difficulty at this, so we're just going to go over 1 square. Well, that didn't work that knot very well, did it? Get in there. See, I'm having trouble already, aren't I? So that would go over that one, just over. So we're just going over from there to there. That's that first one. Pulled the knot out. Oh, yeah. See? It all goes wrong, doesn't it, when you're trying to show somebody, but that's fine. All right, I pulled the wrong end. We'll try it again. So we go in the one. Don't pull so hard, Caroline. Down, opposite. So I could just probably at a squeeze do this one with the light on, but I think I would need a magnifying glass to go this small. But I'll do another stitch so you can see the two side by side. Okay, so I'll pull the needle out. So there you have got 2 stitches going like that over one. So that's 1 thread over 1 square, and that's 2 threads over 2 squares. Because I think if you went two threads, let's try it. If you went 2 threads over 1 square, I'll show you what it would look like. Just so you know the difference. Because this is how I'm learning, it's just actually just doing it. And this is on the easy even weave. Oh, sorry, you cannot see me do it, can you? So it's depending how thick of a coverage you want, to whether you want 2 over 1. So this one would be called 2 threads over 1 square. Right, can you see the difference? So that one's 2 over 1 square, that's 1 over 1 square, and that's 2 threads over 2 squares. And that's your difference with your stitches there. Okay, and you do that applies to all. So if you did a 32 in a small one like that, then you would halve that, then you'd go a 16 count, you would be doing it like just 1 stitch. Yeah, I don't think there isn't a half for a 25, but 25 I would say, let me have a go at 25. I've got a piece. Now the 25, I hear if you want to do a small one, is a really good one to do. Oh, can you hear that buzzy blinking fly? I've never ever stitched on 25. So I'm doing a 2 over 2 on a 25 count. It is a little bit easier to see than but I have got a ring light on, and I think I would need to have magnifying glasses. This is 2 over 2, 2 over 1, I mean 2 over 1 square on the 25 count. See, I think this is too thick to try and pull through the holes. I don't like that at all. It's really thick on that, so I don't like it. So let me just cut that. Okay, and we're going to have, I've got single thread. We're going to have a go on the linen, and I'm going to have a go, well, we just had a go on even weave, so we're going to have a go on linen because I've never ever done linen. I'm just going to do a rough knot because it hasn't got to be perfect, is it? Right, can I see? Oh my flipping goodness. Right, let's just find a square that looks like a square. Right, I think that's a square. I am really concentrating here. I don't know whether you do 2/1 on a 28 count linen. Doesn't look like stitches though, do they? I mean, once you get going, I suppose they would, but they're so small. Don't they look dinky? It's quite nice actually to stitch on though, to be fair. So that's what that looks like there. So what I think I might do, if I pull this down, it'll be like 2/2, wouldn't it? And then we'll do a... It's not quite as bad as I thought it would be for linen. I think it's as well, as somebody said, when your eyes start to adjust to the different size of the fabric, the different size of the holes. But I would say as well, it's a lot easier to make a mistake on this. So I think I would definitely have a magnifying glass, I think, if I was using linen. The 28 count even weave wasn't too bad. I mean, my eyesight is not the best, but I would say do what I've done. Get yourselves some sample patterns to try, and then just see what you think. That one's got a little knot on there, so I'm just trying over that one, and I'll show you the difference. I don't think I'd be able to do the 32 though. The 32 is way too small for me. So that's the 28. That's 1/1, and that's 2/1. So depending how you want it to sit, of what you want it, you can see one slightly raised more than the other. So yeah, what do you think? So what would you go for? As I say, I can't even see. Should we have a go? Should we have a go? I can't say then that I've not had a go, can I? We're gonna have a go. We're gonna give it a go. 2/1 only because that's what's in the needle. But I think you would need 1/1 on this. No, that's definitely too thick. I don't like that at all. Don't like that, and I can't see. No, sorry, I don't like it. It's way too small. I think I'd have to try it with a magnifying glass. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to waste these bits of fabric. I'm going to unpick them all, and then I'm going to maybe do some letters or something on them, do some practice, or these will be my practice pieces. So the only one I didn't practice, because I do a lot on 14 count, and I do easy 28 count. So I just thought that would help anybody like me that's new and wants to know what your 1/1 was and what your 2/2 squares were. So I hope that's helped somebody newbie like me to understand a little bit more about cross stitching. So thanks ever so much for watching. I hope my little diagram has helped you and showing each of the stages that I've done. And yeah, if you like what you see and you haven't subscribed, you might think about subscribing and hitting the old notification button to let you know when I go live or when I put a new video up, which is a couple of times a week. If you want to contact me, or if you want to fill in my Happy Mail form, which is down below, or have a look into my Patreon, all the details are down below. But more importantly, thank you ever so much for stopping by. It does mean an awful lot to me. And stay safe and look after yourselves. Bye for now.